Hey traders, hope everybody's doing well. This video is going to be about modifying your Sierra chart DOM. I think it's actually one of the easier things to play around with in Sierra chart, and this video will be about basically taking the out-of-box depth of market or DOM in Sierra chart and building it into something that is a little more useful and that maybe works for you. And of course, everybody likes to put um, the categories and the columns in different order. So you may have a preference. You might find something visually that works a little better for you. That's quite all right. Mess around with it. But I at least want to get you from point A to point B on this. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. So first off, you want to go into File, right? So first, make sure you're selected on the chart you're going to open up a DOM for, or depth of market. So you'll go into File, and you can see we're selected, right, on the chart we want. This is my candles chart. So we're going to go File, and then Open Trading DOM for chart. You can open a trading DOM and have it not attached to this chart. But we're going to make it easy. We're going to import the symbol will already be there and everything. So anyway, it opens. This is what an out-of-box DOM looks like. Of course, this is using the global settings, and my global color settings, makes it look like this. So anyway, you'll get something that's probably white unless you're using the dark theme that I have. Which I've got another video. It's Sierra Chart Tips and Tricks number, I think 5. I think it's 5. Anyway, look through my Sierra Chart educational videos. You'll find it. So, anyway, this is what it looks like. So the first thing you want to do is you want to attach it to your chart book space. Okay, so go into Window and detach attach chart window. And as you know, if you're using the dark theme, you're going to get this blue title bar, which is ugly, so we hide that. Okay, so we'll go into chart, unclick the show title bar. Now it's nice and clean. Okay, so now we're just seeing the DOMs. Here you have your buy column, your sell column, right? So pretty simple. Click on the sell column, and it will, enter in an order, right? If you have a saved configuration, say 10 tick limit and stop, you hit attached orders, right? It does that. Anyway, so this is the out of box. So what you want to do if you want to make any additions is you go into trade and you go to customize chart trade DOM columns. So as long as you're selected on this, which this is the DOM, so we are, this will affect what you add to this DOM. Okay, so one of the things I like to do is to put the cumulative last size in, right? So let's select that, add the arrow, move it down. I like it on the right side, so we're going to move it down. I also like to put custom titles in, right, so that it shows up at the top of the DOM, like buy and sell are labeled. I like everything to be nice and labeled. So custom title, we're going to call this CLS for cumulative last size. The alignment, I don't know, let's go left. All right, let's apply it. Let's see the change. Hey, see that? So it adds that in there. Okay, so what's the next thing we want to do? I don't know, maybe recent bid volume. Okay, and maybe we want to add recent ask volume too. Okay, so there's recent bid volume. We'll give it a custom title, RBV. The alignment, oh, I don't know, sender's good there. Let's apply. So there you go, our recent bid volume. So as price moved down, this is what the bid volume, or volume that hit the bid, was, where price did not retrace again. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So let's put the recent ask volume in too. Okay, we'll put it above the ask sell column, or inside of it. So recent ask, and what are we going to call that? RAV, recent ask volume. All right, let's apply it. Okay, so I like the recent bid volume. On the left side, I like the recent ask volume on the right side. Well, what do we know about ask volume? It shows up in time and sales as what? It's an ask trade is someone taking initiative and buying into the ask, so it shows up in time and sales usually as green, right? Unless you have some custom color. So that's why I have it green. Recent bid volume. This is basically selling volume or initiative selling volume, you can think of it as. Okay, so anyway, there's recent ask, recent bid. Okay, what else do we want? I like to put pooling and stacking in on both the bid and the ask side. Okay, so what that is it shows you orders that are being added or removed from either the bid or the ask side. So we're going to add the bid side pooling stacking first. So bid, market depth, pooling stacking. Okay. And I like to align this to the right because this is on the bid side, so we'll align it to the right. And it's bid, market depth, pooling stacking. So I like to just call this BPS for bid pooling stacking. BPS. So you see that get added there? All right, let's go look for the APS. There it is. Let's put it on the right side of the cell column. So let's move this down. All right, let's call it APS. All right, now we're talking. The alignment is center, so let's go left. There we go. So as you can see, there was an order down here at 3905 and 1150 were removed. 1149 were removed from that level. Okay, so this is just looking at all the pooling stacking that's been going on. So we can actually clear this data to reset it or not. It's up to you. But you just right click on the field and it says clear pooling stacking data. Okay, and then that would clear it all out. We can do it. There you go. It's gone. All right. So now we have that. Maybe you want to see deltas, right? Which is, or maybe in the form of like, what hits the bid and what hits the ask at each tick. Okay, let's add that. Let's go back into the customized chart or trade DOM columns, and let's go look for it. Current traded bid volume. Okay. So it would be kind of cool if the current traded bid volume and current traded ask volume was sort of butt up against each other, right? Sort of like, depth of market, like an elongated footprint in a way, right? That just records the current traded bid volume for however long you leave it in there. Okay, so let's do that. Let's add it here at the top, and we're going to call it CTBV for current traded bid volume. We'll align it right. We'll show the volume bars, and there it is. Okay. Let's go look for the current traded ask volume. Should be right below. There it is. Let's move it down. And it's CTAV, current traded ask volume. Again, this is just going to accumulate the current traded ask volume until you clear it or restart Sierra chart. Or like log off, log back in, that kind of thing. And then you have to keep Sierra chart running for this to accumulate. All right. So current traded ask volume, the alignment is left. Let's show the volume bars. Boom. Okay. Now we see that come in. if we widen this out, you see how it's going to move the volume bars to where it's a little easier to see. You can still see it down here, but that is something to consider, right? When you're looking at, by the way, where did all the volume transact? At the top end today. So yeah, you want to have this. If you move one side, you want to visually get the other side about an equal distance. Okay, so anyway. All right, so now we've got this in here. Maybe we want to look at the total volume, right? Maybe we want to add a field for that. Okay, so let's go into trade, customize chart trade down, and then where is the total volume? Current traded total volume. So again, it's prefaced, total volume is prefaced by current traded total volume, which again, you log out of Sierra chart, it's going to reset that value. Anyway, let's put it at the very front again. So we can call this CTTV, current traded total volume. And how do we want to align this? I don't know, maybe to the left, let's see. And show the volume bars, let's see how that looks. All right, so there's the current traded total volume. So notice the current traded total volume is just bid volume plus ask volume, right? So, again, yeah, well, I don't have to go into the ask versus bid volume. A little redundant. As you can see, most of the volume traded up here today. And that makes sense, doesn't it? So I find this left field to be a little bit redundant because I can figure out where volume traded just because I know what the current traded bid and ask volume is. So personally, I find it redundant, but I know a lot of people do like to use it in this form. Okay. Okay, so anyway, now if you're on Sierra chart, which obviously you're watching this video, you are, and you're subscribed to Denali package 12, what that is it's the advanced Sierra chart package. Allows you to do the TPO, the volume by price study, etc., right? So the more advanced studies. But the package, but package 12 also includes what's called where is it? Bid or ask market orders column. And so what that is well, I'll just show you. So let's add the bid market orders. We'll add it all next to the bid pooling stacking. Okay, so bid market depth pooling stacking. So the BMO, let's add it in there. We'll call it BMO, like that. And we'll align it, I don't know, to the right. Let's apply it. Okay, so I'll show you. Well, let's get the ask market orders column in as well, and it should be at the end here. And move it down. We'll call it AMO, ask market orders, and we will align it left. All right. Okay. As you can see here in the BMO field and the AMO, what that does is it shows you, at least on the E-mini, any limit order on the book that's greater than 10. See how at 39.13 there's 102 lot here? That's a single order for 102 lots, right? So anyway, you can see, was that even hit just now? Nope, it was instantly pulled to a lower quantity. So nothing was even hit here just now at 1350, right? The recent bid volume, and you could see it was pulled, right? So 30 were pulled. So you know right off that this is someone who's fairly sophisticated here, right? They were able to take whatever it was, 102, and instantly pull it back. So anyway, a 10 lot got added, right? You see that dude from there. You go. You could see it in time and sales actually that the whole 80 was taken here, as well as the 10. So anyway, just trying to explain what the BMO is, right? It's just it's like a limit order on the book greater than 10, and it shows up here, right? So if you scroll up the book, right, these are all separate orders for 10 or greater, and it just tells you exactly how big the orders are, right? So that's, I find it very, very useful to see how big the lots are that are playing, right? And whether they're pooled or, how they're stacking them, adding to the bid, or removing, which is pooling, right? Uh, so I find it incredibly useful. So anyway, to go in here and modify your colors, you go into your global settings and your graphics settings. Well, first off, go into your chart, right, and your graphics settings chart, and make sure that this is use global graphics settings instead of these settings. And then, set your global graphics settings and set them to what you want for all your trade DOMs. So this is a trade DOM, right? It's not part of a chart, right? So, if your chart has a DOM in it, it's called a chart DOM. So you see this chart DOM? What we have here for coloring is, or what we have here is a trade DOM. It's a separate DOM by itself, so it's called a trade DOM. So just in terms of the naming nomenclature so that you can find your color settings for it, here's where they start. The text color, right? That's going to be things like, your price and, whatever else, like up here, right? That's controlled here. Your background color. Okay. Your DOM grid, if you have a DOM grid. Okay. Your secondary, I won't go into each one of them, but the separator lines. Right, you see this, how it's light gray? You don't have to have them there. Right, you could have it just like this. Right. I like the light. So I like the light, just barely visible line to say like, okay, this is a different field. That's just me. Anyway, the by column background, if we enable it, see what that is? It's just a by column. It's ugly, so I disable that. The by column lines, these are these lines. Go make them brighter, whatever. See, they pop, whatever. I don't like it as flashy. So, and again, you can change the width on those guys, see, but it's going to use more space. So I'm all about saving space. So your cell column background, again, there is no, it's not enabled, right? Again, cell column lines. Okay, so your trade DOM ask background and your bid background, if you had this enabled, it would separate it out like this. Look, see that? So you'd know like, hey, the bid side's here, the ask side is whatever, this color. See that? I don't think it's particularly useful, but it could be for some people, especially if you make the bid side something that's fairly dark like this, so there's just a little bit of difference. Let's see. There you go. See? That's not too distracting, is it? Right? So if you want to buy here, look. But anyway, back into global graphics settings. Find the trade DOM. Disable that. I like it like this. Ask depth background. Right? So, you know, that could be, so this is your ask depth, right? So your background would be if you were showing sort of the volume, or not the volume, but the quantities represented graphically by how many was at each level. So let's enable it, and let's I don't know, let's make it red or something. Sorry, that's the background. I had that wrong. It's ask depth. Let's see. Ask background. Yeah, it should be that actually. Nope, it's not that. That's just your ask depth bathroom. Okay. So many settings here. Anyway. So that's not the right thing. If you wanted to add a background to this, where would it be here? It actually might be in the trade, customize trade, ask, let's see, cell column, and show volume bars. There you go. There it is, right there. Right, so you see like it's like this 129 is represented graphically by like a slightly larger bar. That's what that is. So anyway, but anyway, this kind of gets you pretty darn close, doesn't it? To something that looks fairly decent. There might be a few more settings that I missed here. But there definitely is for coloring. But this at least gets you understanding what each field is a little bit and how to set it up here. But yeah, there's, play around with this, keep this open. You can actually add a best bid ask box background. So if there's any kind of spread, it'll just highlight this area. I'll show you. You see that? How it's highlighting the area around the best bid and ask. See that? The bid moves up and then the best, so it's the best bid, best ask. So anyway, I've got this highlighted to where, whatever the last order is, it's going to change the color right here. So and that is actually controlled in a totally different area here. You see that? The last trade box and then the foreground. So that's enabled to fight. Disable that. See that? Goes away. And then just, it's been so long since I've done this. I may not be able to remember how I did that to make it red. Okay, here it is. In your chart DOM, last price text bid trade. So this is the text for a bid trade. The text for an ask trade, you want to keep it white. And then the background bid trade, so it's hitting the bid, you want it to be red. And then when it's hitting the ask, you want it to be green. And then you just want to make sure that this is enabled. All of these are enabled. Okay. So again, back up to the last trace trade price box. You want it to be active, right? And then you want to go down here to the chart trade. What was it? Last price area, right? And then that'll control even in the DOM. So it's a little funky, right? The settings are not in the trade DOM because this refers to how it's going to show up in your chart as well for last price, right? Whether it's hitting the bid or the ask. So just that's a good setting to know. Anyway, the current traded bid volume, these should all be, like in the trade DOM, fairly easy to find. Trade DOM. Current traded bid volume. See? So there you go. And that's for the text, right? And there's a current traded total volume, the text. And then the bid volume bar, right? That's the background bar. And then the ask volume, that's the ask. Let's see. Sorry, current traded bid volume bar. There it is. And then this is the current traded ask volume bar. So that's where that's controlled right there. So many things that are slightly similar. Anyway, and then your recent. Let's see, your current. For the background of this first one, it's the what do we call it? Current traded total volume. There it is, right there, right below. So there you go. You want to make it something light enough to where the edges pop a little bit. So, but if it's too bright, and let's say it's a white text, then it'll be hard to see the white text. So anyway, that's my video on the trade DOM. Hope this is useful, and if there is something else that you would like me to add about this, you can use here's another aside, you can use the steady price overlay study in here, right? So studies, if you go into studies for this, you can add all this in, right? So you can add a steady price overlay and it'll show up right here. So you can have moving averages coming in here, you can have VWAP coming in here, you can have like volume value area, you can have volume by price, POC in here, you could have TPO value area lines based on time. You can do a lot, and since you can do the steady price overlay, I mean, you can even add this and then point it back to your ticks, and then put your ticks in like a region. I think it's region 2. It'll move this all up. It'll scrunch it up here, and then you could have ticks down here. Right. So you can essentially, if you're like you use tick, like the NYSE tick or NYSE Nasdaq American Exchange. I wanted to say American Express, American Exchange combined tick. You can put that in here and have bars showing you the current tick values. if you like to trade off cumulative delta, you can put that in here as well, right? So you could show your cumulative delta for the day, and it'll all just be right down here at the bottom. You can do that doing the study price overlay and just pointing it back to charts that have those, and then putting them right here. So it's pretty cool. Actually, maybe I'll show you here. Let's see. We'll look at, let's say, let's add the nicey tick. And we'll add the tick, nicey, NQ. No, that's the CPL. Tick, nicey, NQ, CPL. I do think might just be the main price graph. And chart region 2. Watch. See that? See how that adds it in there? So if you wanted to keep track of cum deltas, there you go. There's your cum deltas right here. It's kind of cool, and it resets at you know, the ETH just according to however the study is, right? So you could do that. Again, you can go into the subgraphs and make them, instead of candlestick bars, line on close, or, well, actually it's overriding because of these settings here, but you know, you could set these all to no and then go change your subgraphs, etc. Right now it's just copying all of that. So anyway, what did I say? Cumulative. Oh, and this isn't cumulative delta. This is the tick. It's not 5 o'clock yet, East Coast, so this is still calculating tick. So I thought I said cumulative delta. I actually meant tick. We can add another one and point it back over to, let's see, what is it? Chart 14 and VWAP. Okay, and put it in chart region 1, which would be up here, and hit apply. See that? There's VWAP, right? So now look. If you're like, well, I want to know where VWAP is, right here. Okay, so you could do that too. Watch. This is VWAP, so go to settings. I guess this would be considered like tricking it out or something. Label column. Nope, we don't want it in the label column. We want it on, I don't know, the right edge. Okay. Oh, it's not allowing me to change it because I gotta set these all to no. Colors, yes. Styles and widths, no. I want to be able to modify this. Okay. Label, we want it on the right edge. Haha, tells you what VWAP is, right? So if you want to just scalp off your DOM using all these levels and have them all labeled. And there was a while there I was just playing with the DOM with these levels, just scalping right off the levels, never even looking at a chart. Oh, comes to VWAP. I like to scalp a few ticks below that for return to VWAP and maybe back up. Whatever. That's all you do, right? So this is chart region 1, this is chart region 2. So now you can put your ticks, you can put your cumulative delta here. Here, let's overlay another one, right? Watch. ID, let's go find it. Let's go find cumulative delta. Just show you guys a little bit here. Did I miss it? Is it up there? There it is right there. Yeah, we'll just do that. It's in chart region 3 now, right? It's got its own chart region. All right, let's overlay it into chart region 2. So there you go. There's cumulative delta. Right, and if you change the colors for your cum delta, you then get kind of an idea. We know that this is the tick at the top, so if you change the style, you'll instantly know what the cum delta is. And then, you know, if you turn this all off, you can label it too. Watch. Subgraphs, let's see. Cum delta, we'll put a name label on the right edge. Okay. So you see that? Now you know that that's whatever. That's your, oh, that's for the open. We want to put for the last. We'll call it last. There you go, last. And if you want to put a value on there, that's fine too, see? So now you know your cum delta is this one. Again, whatever you want to do. You can reverse it. A little easier to see. Last cum delta's 161 overall. So it's still positive on this session, but moving down here. Ticks moving up. Anyway, price moving down. Let's see. What else can we do? That's kind of cool. Yeah, you can put moving averages here for, again, just go back, add it, wherever your moving average is on that chart. Number 14. So if you want to put like, I don't know, 10 SMA is good in trends. There you go, 10 SMA. All right. Apply. Oh, it's on region 3. Okay, we want it on 1 because we want it up here. All right, that's cool. So there's your 10 SMA, right? Sub name? No. Because I have those in a custom label field for the chart. I don't have that field here in my DOM. So instead of the label column, we'll put it in the right edge. We'll put a value label. Boom. We can reverse it so it looks a little different from VWAP or whatever. Oh, we would make this not on the right edge, but I don't know. Maybe right side value scale, which would put it at the price, right? Look. There you go. Now you know. That's the name label's a little funky. Here, 10 SMA. Now we'll apply it. There you go. 10 SMA. Anyway, we would get rid of all this so that all of this up here doesn't just go on forever. You could make this wrap up here, by the way, but not particularly useful. So anyway, you could really trick out your DOM and put essentially all your TPO stuff. You can put your mids, you can put everything in here with ticks all right here with your cumulative delta, right? And you could learn to read the DOM with all that data right in front of you with the order and the pooling and the stacking. And if you build on your ability to sort of keep track of these things in real time, that could be kind of cool. It's a different way of trading, isn't it? Anyway, we need to change the scale on this a little bit so everything shows up. There we go. Anyway, this is how to trick out your DOM. So I think I showed enough, and the video's pretty long here. So hope you guys have a good one. And again, if you have any questions, put them in the comments or hit me up on Twitter, DM me, or whatever. Or if you have any requests. Once upon a time, I had a very fancy looking DOM that sometimes I would just, because I really wanted to get familiar with my DOM, I'd have all my information, all my moving averages, my mids, my TPO, my volume point of controls, everything was in here. And I would simply keep track of it. You could even put the candles in here if you want to. It's not designed to do that, but you can do it. Anyway, that's the flexibility of Sierra chart. So, and one thing you gotta realize is that if you start putting orders in here, right, it's gonna cover some of this up. So you have to kind of consider, okay, where do I want to put the values and etc. All that. But you can see the 10 SMA move a little bit. You see that? It is. It's kind of interesting, right? Because a lot of algos that sell the 10 SMA, they're just calculating it in real time based on this. So sometimes you can get slightly better entries for scalping. So is it useful? Yes, it is. So anyway, this video is too long as it is, and I've tried to end it already a few times, but I keep thinking of new things to talk about. So, as all my videos are, or most of them, these are off the cuff, and I don't edit them. So, anyway, have a good one, and like I said, hit me up on Twitter or in the comments. All right, ciao.